Hi everyone, it's Dawn Kelly, asking the questions because they're not going to ask themselves. Today's guest is a friend and colleague of mine. His name's Ryan. He grew up in a vineyard in the Swan Valley. He has a gardening business and he is a bioelectric masseur. His special interests are in spiritual sovereignty and nature, as there is no lie or contradiction in nature. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you, Dawn.
So to give us a clue about the theme of today's topic, let's begin with karaoke to give us a clue.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Alright, why are we talking about sex? Oh, you're asking the questions. Okay.
I'm asking the questions, right?
You're AsKIng the questions.
I'm asking the questions. So the question I'd like to ask you is, what does sex and spiritual sovereignty have in common?
This is about our biology and our origin at fertilization, which needs to be remembered through our mind and memory for us to be first in time, right? So if we're thinking that we begin at a birth date, there's this whole 9 months prior that, you know, somebody else possibly might be administrating, right, through these legal trickery, right? But it's easy to get lost in all that fiction realm, that legal fiction, and bringing it back to our biology, the reality and nature of our biology. I found everything makes sense, and this is something I discovered through the work of Curtis Richard Cullenbach, or he'll go by the name Curtis R. Cullenbach. He initializes the middle name for a specific reason, but that's really something to look into later, not for this video, but it is about the initial period. So being that point in time when we were this single cell zygote, and that's, yeah. Where do you want to take it from there, Don?
So let's talk about the birth certificate. What's that about?
Well,
in your words.
Yeah, I mean, my comprehension of it is that it's a securitized bond. It's something that we didn't create, but we're expected to perform for, and it's all false. Like, the reality is, I am all present and accounted for from fertilization to last breath. I didn't begin at the birth date. In fact, the birth date itself is a fiction. So there is a day when we're all born, and we're born by our mothers. So this is all like word play, how language affects our mind and our perception of things. And this can often get used against us if we're not aware. So it's decoding all that, and it's bringing it all back to nature, back to reality, because there is no lie or contradiction in nature. Nature just is. And so, things just make sense when you bring it back to biology. and when I say that, I mean everything in law, in everything in life can be traced back. Everything is reflected in everything, right? So if you bring it back to fundamental nature, then it's easier to see where we're being deceived, and neutralize that and stay in truth, I guess, is one way to say it. Yeah.
Thank you.